All I really want is to be accepted. I don't want to be made fun of by my friends. I'm young and I want to make the most of it. Aren't these some of the reasons we give in to peer pressure? When I think about peer pressure, the Bible characters that come to my mind are Daniel and his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were exiled to Babylon and had to face a lot of pressures of ungodly influences. But they didn't give in. And guess what? Bible scholars say that they were most probably teenagers, strong and faithful ones. In this video, I'll be giving some practical tips on how you can stay strong in the midst of bad peer pressure, whatever stage in life you're in. So, stay tuned! Hello people in the world, I'm Hannah of Hope and Future Bible Devotions. This channel gives you encouragement and godly wisdom with Bible context and life application. So welcome, and if you're new here and that's what you're looking for, consider subscribing. So what is peer pressure? Peer pressure can be the betrayal of personal values. It's a feeling where you must do the same things as other people your age and social group do so that you could be liked or respected by them. The story of Daniel and his friends Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego can be found in the book of Daniel. And though we won't be able to read all of it in this video, I encourage you to read it on your own so that you can get the full story, but we will definitely talk about how these four characters remain grounded as we talk about our tips. So let's get on to it. 1. Stand your ground. The Babylonian officials wanted to teach them the literature and language of the Chaldeans, an influential and highly educated group of people in the country. In strong terms, they wanted to indoctrinate them. Daniel, being aware of this, was on his guard from the start. All of the people from Israel that were brought into Babylon had to eat food the king ate and drink wine which were against the dietary restrictions given to them by God. Daniel 1:8 says, "But Daniel resolved not to defile himself with the royal food and wine, and he asked the chief official for permission not to defile himself this way." Daniel made a deal with the stewards. He and his friends would eat vegetables for 10 days and compare them to the others with them who ate the king's food. True enough, at the end of the 10 days, they were better in appearance and fatter in flesh than the other youths. The same thing can apply to us. What are some things our peers might present to us? Cigarettes, weed, alcohol. You know these things can have bad effects on you, right? Keep in mind that these substances can enslave you too. It can get you addicted. If you say no and they keep pressuring you, well, you're gonna have to look for some new friends to hang out with. In the end, you'll be in a better shape and appearance than if you took these substances. So eat your vegetables. Well, sure, but also stick to what you know is right. Number 2 is choose your friends wisely. While Daniel is the name of the book, he wasn't the only one told about in the story. He had his 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego with him. And in times that Daniel needed prayer, they did that. Daniel 2 verses 17 and 18 says, "Then Daniel returned to his house and explained the matter to his friends Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. He urged them to plead for mercy from the God of heaven concerning this mystery, so that he and his friends might not be executed with the rest of the wise men of Babylon." They prayed together and drew support from each other before Daniel appeared to the king. They stood for God together in a foreign land. Do you have friends like those? People who support you in your convictions? My parents used to tell me, birds of the same feather flock together. But there's wisdom in the Bible on this subject too. Proverbs 12 verse 26 says, "The righteous choose their friends carefully, but the way of the wicked leads them astray." Proverbs 13 verse 20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get in trouble." 1 Corinthians 15 verse 33 says, "Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts good character." Tell me your favorite verse about friendship in the comments section below. Let me just add that you don't only need to find friends in your age group. There is wisdom in having friends who are older than you. You'll learn from their experiences and, well, if you listen to them, you'll not repeat their mistakes. Before we continue, I want to take a moment to request that if this video has been giving you value so far and helping you gain insight on peer pressure, then please smash that like button so YouTube could spread this video even farther. TIA. Number 3, know that God will intervene. After Daniel and his friends prayed, God answered right away by revealing the king's dream and its interpretation. Their lives were saved, and Daniel got promoted as ruler over the whole province and chief prefect over all the wise men of Babylon. His friends also became administrators. I'm not saying that when you stand in faith, you're always going to be promoted. God can intervene by giving you courage, whatever the outcome is. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stood the test, where they chose not to bow down to the golden image of the king. Daniel 3 verses 17 and 18 says, "If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." They knew that God is able. They were confident in him, whether or not the Lord saved them. I'll reiterate that these 4 guys were young, yet they had strong faith and influence. You can do that too. If your friends would mock you because of your faith, know that just by that, you are planting a seed in their hearts. Even if they call you a Jesus freak, they know you're different. The goal is to please God and not man. Stand your ground, choose your friends wisely, and know that God will intervene. If you're looking for videos on Christian dating, check these out. But if you like stories, I have a playlist for you right here. See you in the next video.